Hi folks, John Mark here with Catalyst Connect. This is going to be a quick run through of the basic navigation within Zoho CRM. When you first log into the CRM, you'll be brought to a home dashboard like this one. Each user has the ability to customize their home dashboard to choose the elements that are most pertinent to their day-to-day workflow. You can do that by clicking on this customize homepage for that specific user or creating or launching the default classic view that comes with Zoho as well. Up along the top, you will see these tabs here. These are called your modules. These are essentially the database tables that are going to house most of your data. This tab over here allows you to customize which of these tabs display in tab groups. This is great if you want to create a tab group for sales or operations and not clutter their interface with tabs that they don't access regularly. So feel free to play around with those to hone in your workflows. Up along the top here is a universal search bar. You will end up using this search bar quite often as it will search through all records, even notes within the system. Keep in mind that it usually takes about a minute or so for Zoho to index new records. So if you search from the get-go right after a record is created, it may not show up through the universal search. The alerts over here will give you an idea of what's going on in the system that are relevant to your records. This plus button allows you to quickly add new records to any of the modules that you have activated within the system. The calendar icon allows you to jump to a specific day within the Zoho calendar. Keep in mind that you can connect the Zoho calendar with your Outlook or Google Calendar as well. This is your basic settings navigation panel. And then if you click on your avatar, you'll have your user ID. You'll be able to see what subscription you're on, upgrade, change your subscriptions. You can chat with Zoho support or access additional resources provided by Zoho through there as well. I definitely would recommend keeping up with the newsroom to see what's new, as Zoho is always adding new features. Remember to also download the mobile app for the CRM for both Android and iOS. So let's dive into a record so we can go over the layout of the internal apps or modules. So when you click on a particular module, you'll be brought to the screen to create a new record. Now, depending on how your admins have set up the each module, you may have required fields, which are highlighted in red here. And you may have what are called layout rules that will display additional fields if a previous field has been filled out with a particular value. This will help with your workflow so you don't have too many fields from the get-go, and we can dynamically display or hide certain fields based on previous data that's been inputted. So let's go ahead and save this record. What you'll notice here is if we go to the lead module, we have our new record. You can choose to display different fields in this list view up along here in this header. To change what fields are shown in this list view, you can just click on this little icon over here and then select or deselect additional fields that you'd like to see, or drag and drop them around if you'd like to rearrange them. What's also nice about this is that you can quickly sort your records by a column header. So quite often you may want to take a look at the records that have been modified most recently or the oldest. You can just go ahead and add the modified time, click on that column header, and then either sort it by ascending or descending order. You'll notice these icons up here allow you to change the view of your records within a particular module. The Kanban view allows you to create essentially lists of records by a particular status, for example. So let's go ahead and do that. We want to do it by status. And then if you have a numeric field or a currency field, you can add the total potential value, for example, over here. And then we can just go ahead and grab a few other fields that may be pertinent. So the Kanban view allows you to view those records like this. Now, the Canvas view allows you to get a little bit more creative and pick and pull different fields that you'd like to view in this list view. This is great if you want to check out some more detail at a glance, or if you need to review this with others in front of you and make for a better user interface. You can upload images and have more descriptive information in this list view. Along the side here are the filters. The filters work hand in hand with a view. So this little drop down over here will allow you to create custom views. Right now I'm on the all leads screen. If I go ahead and let's just clone this record, I can select it, and I'm given additional options here. I may have to click into it. There we go. So if I click into the record, I can now clone it. Let's do a test 2, and let's add in a city, Tucson. Where views and filters are very handy is if you have a number of records and you want to quickly view all of your records that are in Tucson. We can go ahead here in the ad hoc filtering, type in city is Tucson, hit enter, and now it's just going to show us the records in that particular city. Now, if this is a filter that you want to use over and over again, you can save that filter, or if you'd prefer, you can also create a view which will add that saved set of filters to this particular list. So we can go ahead and click Create View. Specify that the city is Tucson. And now we essentially accomplish the same objective in filtering out all the leads that are in that particular city. It's quite handy if you get good at using views and filters. You'll find that you don't need to create as many reports because you can quickly filter down the data to see what you need to see. You have the ability to add new records with this plus button, import new records. When you're importing new records, I recommend using a CSV and downloading the sample file so that your data matches and you can map all the fields appropriately. If you need to do more than 5,000 records, you'll need to import through the admin tools in the back end, which will be addressed in the admin video. Now, within a particular record, you will have a business card view. These are the fields that you'll need to see most often. Occasionally, when you log into a record, you will see that the details of that record may be hidden. You can just click the Show or Hide Details. You can add as many notes as you'd like to a record, add attachments, and then all of these sections over here are called related lists. Essentially, Zoho CRM is one big relational database. So if you have an activity record that's related to this lead, it's going to show up here underneath that lead. And that holds true for the rest of the modules that have a direct association with that lead record as well. If you'd like to customize which list views you see, you can click on this little 3 dots over here. You can customize your business card fields that you want to see up at the top, and then you can organize the lead details to choose which of the related lists you'd like to view at the bottom of that record. That covers a lot of the day-to-day input of leads. You'll notice that if you want to schedule a new call, event, or task within that record, you can just go down to the Open Activities sections and create a new task. Set your due date, your priority, and then you can choose various reminders if you'd like it to remind you via email or a pop-up alert, and then you can set this as a repeating task as well. If you'd like to log a call, if you call this record through the mobile app, it can automatically prompt you to log the call. If you have a phone system that's been integrating with Zoho, you can also have the system automatically log your calls. If you'd like to do that manually, you can go ahead and click New Call here, enter in your subject, your purpose, and whether it's inbound or outbound. We're going to have this be a completed call. You can log your minutes and then any description or notes from that particular call. If you need to set follow-ups, you can always schedule a call for a future date or schedule a new task. I recommend generally setting tasks for yourself to follow up with folks as opposed to a call, because that task will remain open until you actually close it, whereas a scheduled call will give you a pop-up, which is handy at the time that you need a call, but if you can't make it at that time, then it will disappear, and you'll have to remember to set another call or add a new task. If you'd like to add an event for this particular lead, you can do the same thing, add a new event. You have the ability to invite other participants to it as well. Zoho will have a few good tutorials on how you can do that using the Zoho meeting as well. Most of you will connect your email accounts to the CRM, and any emails that you send through Outlook or G Suite will be displayed here underneath that lead or contact record. And if you email through the system, those emails will get sent here as well. What's quite handy about sending through the CRM itself is it'll give you a status to show whether that email has been opened or not. And it will also give you some indications of the best time to contact this person based on previous emails that they've opened from your account. Things that I'd like to point out, just to enhance your day-to-day navigation. You have quick access links that you can pin to the sidebar here. If there are tools that you use to help qualify leads that you want to quickly link out to, you can have those referenced here. And then occasionally you may want to have websites actually embedded as a web tab across the top here, which you can do through a web tab on the admin panel, which we'll address in that subsequent video. Other buttons that you'll see up along the top here are your custom buttons. If you've integrated Zoho Sign, or if you have custom functions that you want to do specific actions, you can create some automation with these buttons. You also have the ability to merge information from a record into documents to send proposals, contracts, etc. through the mail merge tool, which we'll go over in another video as well. That covers most of the options that you'll find within a given record, as well as the modules themselves. We'll dive into some of the more advanced features in subsequent videos. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next video.